I'm Randy Reid, editor of the Edison Report, and we are here in Chicago where I am joined by Roger Karner, the president of Philips Lighting US. Roger, thank you.
Hi, Randy. Pleasure being here with you.
Well, it's nice to see you again. We had a great visit in Frankfurt, and I
Yes.
appreciate the time that you gave me there, and we're happy to have you here as well.
Thank you very much.
So I know you just got off the plane and you came straight here.
Absolutely.
Well-
In a traffic jam, which was horrible, but I'm happy to be here now with you.
We're glad
And we
you-
made the time.
Yes. And so you haven't seen your booth, but I have. I've been here the last 3 days, and your booth looks great.
Thank you.
The first thing I notice is Signify.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Our
before
new
I
company
notice
name.
Philips. So tell our audience a little bit about this transition you're making.
I will do. Yes, so first of all, you're most welcome to join our Signify Philips Lighting booth at number 1402, which displays the new company name, Signify, very prominent. We are going to do that after next week when we have our shareholder meeting, annual meeting, where this will be officially announced or approved. In order to become a new company name, Philips Lighting will become Signify. Why we are doing that? There are two reasons. The first one is after Royal Philips separation, which is now 2 years already behind us, where we have become an independent company and we are on the Amsterdam Stock Exchange, registered as Philips Lighting as a standalone company.
Light is the stock symbol.
Yes, light is the stock symbol, exactly. Where now Royal Philips has become on the share volume below decision power right. And then there is a legal obligation after 18 months to change the company name. So we are fulfilling that. On the other hand, and which is the more important one, is we're going to look also in the future. We have a bright history. We are 125 years proud of our history. But also in the future of lighting, we're going to see some major changes after the LED transformation. Now it's connectivity. And the next phase, I would say, we're going to see is light becomes a language. I will come back to that.
Okay.
But when
Do.
I will. When you see what Signify means, and I'm telling you that as a non-native English, but I've Googled it.
Okay.
Signify means convey a meaning. So,
Okay.
which means behind lighting there is something more, and we're gonna develop more and more solutions and systems. Which will have more added value than just the great and bright lighting we are so proud of as the leader in lighting in the world, that we can do more and deliver even more value proposition to the customer. And one of those innovations is, for example, LiFi. I
Okay.
come back to that.
So first of all, on the Signify, we had a $500 bounty to try to get the name before Light and Building, and we couldn't get it. So your team did a great job of keeping that secret. But I do like the name, and it's starting to grow on me as well. And then seeing it at your booth, it does seem to just kind of fit. Has a
Okay.
good-
Thank you
a
very
good-
much
a
for
good
that
look to
feedback.
it. So congratulations on that. Okay, now let's talk about product just for a minute here. And LiFi is one of my favorite subjects. You had it in Frankfurt, but you only showed it to a select few.
Absolutely.
Okay, now tell us, what's going on with LiFi?
So LiFi is, from a technological point of view, it's not totally new. What is new is that we will show here to our customers and partners, we show products ready to sell, ready to implement. So we're going to showcase that we can do it. So you have fixtures which are connected, which they are then afterwards transmitting the data. Down to where today it's still a dongle where the connectivity to your laptop happens.
Sure.
But there we are working on integration, where you have the connectivity through light to stream data volumes. And the interesting piece is it goes in both directions. So, for example, the use cases start now to come more and more into operation. You can have an easy one in your meeting room, where you can have in both directions data transfer, either from the network down to your laptop, but also from your laptop down to the screen in front of your in your presentation. On the other hand, from an application point of view, you can have, for example, banks very interested in a very secured data stream only in that space of where the data should be transmitted. So not next to a wall, not outside of the wall, right? Or wherever you are. So you can have, from a security point of view, a very clear application which resonates to our customers. So the first thing is we showcase here we can sell, install, and deliver a solution today, which is a good combination with our PoE, for example, solution for our customers, which we have already in operations. So now we get the next piece to it. And that refers to my previous comment about Signify, light becomes a language. So that's what we mean with that. So you can have more than just high quality data, lighting, sorry, you can add data on it.
So let's speak for just a minute about the actual data with LiFi. It's coming to a dongle that is plugged into the laptop or the tablet. But with the strong Philips relationships with devices, when will we see that technology built into the pad and the laptops?
We are working on that.
Okay, can you expand on that?
Not yet. So we are.
That's when it's really going to break wide open, I think, is when you don't
exactly. So we are working on partnerships. Obviously, we will see how the industry relates to that. The important part is that today we have a solution which works, and if it becomes an even better solution, it will be more appreciated from the customers later on.
I hear that there's some debate going in the LiFi circles about the LiFi standard. Is there a LiFi standard, and do you follow that standard, or do you have your own LiFi?
Good question. The technological details, I need to come back to you on that. What we see today is that the application is very much interested, and I see that there is still a lot of debate where this technology goes to. I would see, that's where we as the worldwide lighting leader, we can showcase how the future is going, in which direction it's going. If it goes a bit more left or a bit more right, we will see, and we will figure out together with our customers the right application on that.
All right. Let's speak a minute about Interact.
Right.
I attended your press conference in Frankfurt that Eric Rondelet conducted, and I learned so much about Interact. I think it's great that you're doing that. Explain to our audience a little bit about the Interact system.
Pleasure. So Interact is foremost, it's a brand, right? So we have launched already a lot of propositions which we had. For example, City Touch was for road and street lighting. That's our connected system. Now we call it Interact City. So it's a brand which is launched, which has been launched at Light + Building, which combines now all of our system propositions. So we have Interact City, we have Interact Office, Interact Landscape, which our CK solutions are, which color kinetics, which you know. So this is now combining all our system propositions under one roof. Why we're doing that is because that will lead the future of connectivity and of connected systems. I'll give you an example. You have an industrial end user. And this industrial end user has an office building, a factory, a warehouse, and a parking lot.
Okay, sure.
He doesn't want to have 4 different systems. He wants to have one system. So now we have Interact taking care of his whole manufacturing site. Either if it's in the office, at a parking, or in a warehouse, or in the manufacturing. So this is the future state. So Interact is the platform, is the brand of Philips Lighting, or in the future Signify, which takes care of all our connected systems.
Okay. What are some other products that you're showcasing here at Lightfair?
We show a bunch of new products recently launched, soon to be launched in all our brands. So we have from Guardco, Leader Light, so all our brands which are very important, and we are very committed to those brands in the US. We show luminaires, but also we show lamps. As you know, we are not only a fixtures manufacturer, we have a great heritage and a long history on lamps and ballasts and sources. So we have advanced our ballasts, for example. So we are showcasing there the full portfolio and product launches as well on the booth in the different application areas. Also for our OEM customers, there is an area where we showcase what we can deliver at technological bricks to them. We have our lamps area, we have our fixtures, and we have what we just touched base in the beginning, our Interact area where we showcase our systems. So our lighting partners and customers will see the full portfolio of Philips Lighting and Signify in the future at this small booth.
Roger, you've been in our industry how long?
I've been in the lighting industry 6 years now, and I'm here 1 year in the US.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your decision to take this role with Philips.
Well, so 6 years ago, I was with another company in the electrical industry, a big one which is quite known also in the US, where at this point in time I was already 12 years with the company and moving around in Europe. And you know, it was a personal time in my life where I reoriented my life. So I decided, for example, with my wife to get a baby, you know, so that a moment in my time in my career where I was open to receive a call. And it was the only call I received at this time, and it was from Philips. And I was attracted by the transformation this industry had in front of them. I remember I joined in 2012 lighting, Philips Lighting. And at this point in time, I was the president or the CEO of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. So I had the same job but a different geography. Right. And at this point in time, you know, it was 85% of our business was conventional lamps. 85. Okay. 2012.
That sounds about right.
Now we are in end of 2017. We had 70% of new sales in LED. Wow. And we have connectivity, and we have light as a language, which is not. So all this transformation, you can imagine that's super exciting. And for a guy like me, I don't like to stay stable, and I want to have, you know, just taking what I have and move that forward. I want to change and transform. And we had an awesome time in Germany, 5 years, where you know we have quite some strong competition locally in Germany or in Europe as well, like we do in the US. So it was an interesting time internally, but also externally on the market. And that's why I joined the lighting industry, because it's exciting.
Okay, it's interesting because what you have done is you have run to it and embraced it. So many people are just kind of almost running away from it and trying to get out of it.
Right.
Because, you know, you look around, it's a tough time in lighting right now.
Absolutely.
Right? The market is very tough. EdisonReport, we try to be cheerleaders for the industry. That's what we want to do. But there's so much bad news. We're covering it, and we hate to cover it, but we're in a tough state. How do you see us as an industry improving?
Well, I think we have done a good job more and more over the time to educate the market that LED is not bad. I recall the time when we had bad light, to be honest. So, and I think especially coming from a consumer perspective, you know, having the first LED lamps at home was not always a pleasure. So, and then I'm pretty sure we have people will still recall the bluish cold light, right, in the beginning. I recall our distributor partners, which are our strategic, one of the most important partners we have since 125. I don't know how long distribution exists, to be honest, but so for a very long time we are our distributor partners. You know what we did with this innovation cycle. So every 6 months we had new products on their shelf. You know, so there was a time where I think we have improved a lot as an industry to come to that pace of change, to the new way where it goes to. And now we have the next generation in front of us to say, okay, how we can team up for connectivity. Right. We will showcase here, again, in one of our private rooms for our partners, how we bring connectivity to distribution, how we're going to bring connectivity to electricians. And in a very easy way. We have showcased that already with Hue in the consumer field. We're going to showcase here how we're going to leverage as the industry leader worldwide on how we're going to bring this appearing complicated technological brick to a down-to-earth way forward.
Statement, because with the Hue, you know, you were the first ones to do the color for the residential, and so you sent me some the day it was introduced, and I've had it. Yeah. I bought several since then. But I love it.
You enjoyed?
I love it, absolutely. And I've got it on the phone, and now we're doing voice with Alexa.
Yes, absolutely.
But you made it very simple. I absolutely agree with that. And now you're going to try to take that simplicity to kind of the C&I side good luck.
That's
Because that's
exactly.
not easy, but you did it there, so maybe you can do it.
So we give it a try, and I think we have done a great try. So we have showcased it at Light in Building. We have great feedback from our partners there. So we are launching that right now in the US as well. And our partners will have a good time with us together to deploy and to develop that market.
So in the U.S., see, because commercial and industrial is your biggest market, much more than residential or consumer. Is that fair?
Well, it's a fair statement that the professional piece of the business is bigger than the private sector, right?
But more important? Can you say one's more important than the other?
There is, first of all our customers and our partners are equally important. It's just how our business is constructed. So we have in the professional business, we have historically a much larger share. But we have huge and big customers in the consumer business as well. And we are growing there, so we are enjoying that business as well.
So consumer business is growing.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I assume you're taking share from people.
It depends how you see that, because the consumer business is like the professional business. You have a historical lamps business, which is declining also in the consumer business. You have an LED business, which is growing, but hardly competitive. And then you have a connected piece of it, which is also a very competitive scale, but not so much also in lighting, but you compete also against other technologies. You compete against security devices, the smart home piece of the business. It's an amazing growing field, but that's a growth engine which is amazing. But also the dynamics are amazing. So I have a lot of fun in that business because it's super cool, it's super different. You touch base with totally different people, why they buy that, So you have early adopters, you have lifestyle people, they want to enjoy how to have a brighter light and a nicer environment at home. So it's a very interesting business for us, and I enjoy that.
Roger, I want to thank you for this. I appreciate the time. And
thank you,
I
Randy.
look forward to stopping by your booth and
Absolutely.
learning more.
More than welcome. Booth 1402, and I hope to see many of you as well there.